Hey guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. I hope this video finds you well. Well, today we don't have a gun in front of us, but we have some barrels. We have a shouldered barrel right here. Now this is a carbon barrel. And then we have a barrel right here. This is a barrel with a barrel nut. I've got some interesting emails asking me, what do I think is more accurate? A shouldered barrel or a barrel nut combination? Well, I'm going to tell you that from what I've experienced so far shooting F-class and other disciplines such as long range and hunting and just an assortment of rifle handling and reloading, sometimes you get a better fit with a shoulder barrel, sometimes, okay? But if you know us here at Panther Hollow, we like to use a barrel nut combo. And what I think that comes down to is what action you pick and what barrel you pick and what chamber you pick and how good the gunsmith is that chambers your barrels, so on and so forth. I think the biggest thing is reloading. I think it comes down to reloading, knowing the load, picking the right twist, picking the right bullet, picking the right powder charge, seating depth, so on and so forth, okay? Now, as far as accuracy goes, I've not seen any difference in the accuracy of a shouldered barrel versus a barrel that has been like a Rimage barrel, for example, or a Savage barrel that has a barrel nut on. I mean, I shoot with guys in our F-class matches that shoot total custom guns with total custom actions, and their score, a lot of times, I mean, I'm up there with them and I'm shooting a 6GT barrel nut combo in a foundation stock with a Defiance Tenacity action that's got Remington threads on it. I mean, I use Anthony at Crown Ridge Barrel Works. I use a newer guy that's Aries Custom Rifles. He does my shoulder stuff for me. We're going to start doing some 22 stuff here pretty quick, and I'm going to show you some 22s. And we're going to try some different reamers with 22s as well. We do have a Excalibur 22 barrel that is fit with a barrel nut, and so far so good. I'm really liking that setup. I'm liking it that I don't have to have a barrel bias to just change it out if I want to change barrels. Of course, you're not really ever going to wear out a 22 barrel, okay? Also, we're going to take a quick shop tour. I'm going to show you around Panther Hollow here, and we're going to go through that. Now, back to the original question, and I've got some other questions I'm going to cover as we go through this, but guys, I'm not seeing any accuracy gains. Now, you heard the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock and all that stuff, the clock in the barrels. I've had them done that way, and I'm telling you, maybe I just got lucky when I set this one up and the others we've set up. Maybe I just got lucky and they shot really good. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see this. People say stuff and then they don't back it up. How are you going to back up that statement downrange? I mean, it'd have to be very, very technical with some very technical equipment to show the difference in clocking. Maybe I'm just ignorant there, and I am not claiming that I know that does or doesn't work. I'm just telling you that I have not seen that difference. I shoot good scores in F-class. I've shot a perfect score at our club that's never been done before in Varmint Tactical, and it was a 427X, 400 or 26X. It's one of the two. I done it in December of last year. You can look at that score on Big Piney. It was done in December. Go to Big Piney and go to the 600-yard F-class and go there, and you'll see that I tied with the F Open guy for the top place that day. Now, I'm going to tell you that's just because I did my homework on the 6GT. I knew what round it liked. I'd done plenty of practice at 300 yards. I watch a lot of these other F-class guys on YouTube, and there's a lot of good information on there that I have gained just by watching them and listening to what they're doing and their testing and how they're doing it. So I just like anybody else, YouTube is a great place to get information. So this is my experience. This is not fact, okay? This is my experience with these barrels. A shouldered barrel versus a barrel nut combo. I think if your gunsmith, the gunsmith that you're using that does a very good job chambering the barrel, okay, and does a really good job on the threads, making sure it's a semi-tight fit, not so tight that you have to, have a wrench and screw it on there, but tight enough that you know you're screwing something on something, right? Okay, that's all I'm getting to. And you know how to head space it, which head spacing's freaking pretty easy, really. It's not rocket science, it's pretty easy. After you head space it, and then you break in the barrel properly, break-in process for me, I shoot 2 rounds clean, 2 rounds clean, 2 rounds clean, and then I let the patches tell me what the barrel's doing. Now, if you don't know how to read patches, that's a whole nother conversation we can get into about patch reading and knowing what I'm talking about when you clean a barrel and reading the patches, let the barrel tell you what's going on. Some of these barrels are hand lapped and some of them are not, and some of them require less break-in than others. That is my point. Hand lap barrels usually require less break-in or little to no break-in in some experiences, okay? Other cheaper barrels, some barrels like the lower end barrels that aren't hand lapped, and they do that so they can save money. Those barrels require a longer break-in period, especially a lot of factory barrels require a longer break-in period. But you can get a factory barrel to shoot. You just got to break it in right. And there's some people that tell you that break-in procedure doesn't even matter, just shoot it. Well, I can tell you that a dirty barrel on this gun behind me doesn't shoot as good as if I've cleaned it, then fouled it, then shot it. I shot 2 matches, actually I shot 3 matches in a row without cleaning this rifle, and I seen the difference, okay? My score reflected a difference. When I shot my perfect score, I started with a clean barrel that morning. I started with a clean barrel, I shot my foulers, and then I shot my siders, and then I shot my 2 sets for recorded score, okay? Well, let me back up a little bit. I hope this answered the question with barrel, shoulder barrel versus barrel nut, okay? I like barrel nut combos. I also like shoulder barrels. I'm gonna show you a gun here in a second that's a shouldered barrel gun, and I have high expectations for it, but it's because it wasn't a rimmage thread, wasn't a rimmage pitch, or Remington pitch, that I went ahead and have it shouldered. I see no reason to do a barrel nut combo on if I'm just going to put one barrel on it and run it for 2 or 3 seasons. I like switching out barrels on these guys because I can. Now the 22 behind me is obviously not one that I'm switching out barrels on, but oh, you guys know that 22 probably. Anyways, let's get to the shop tour. Stand by. All right guys, this is my reloading area. Kind of do a little pan around here. Got the old burst fire, that's new to me. I'm just starting to anneal brass. I'm seeing the dividends it pays in annealing. Okay, that's something that I did not really want to do for a long time, just because it was another process, another step in the process of reloading. So I'm learning that annealing is a good thing. Okay, I use the type of reloading dies I use is short action precision. And that's what I prefer. I have just a standard RCBS press, nothing fancy, okay? And I try to use, components that aren't super expensive. Now I do use alpha brass, and I tend to use bullets that are not as expensive. I mean, I like a lot of the Sierra bullets and stuff like that. Shooting to me is A, fun, B, competitive, okay? There's our vise, just kind of a little quick little walk around here. And we'll step out here into the lobby, stand by. All right guys, we're out here, what you would see if you walked in Panther Hollow. Have some guns there on the counter that I've been playing with. There's the Shadow Box. I am known as the Shadow Box Warrior. If a lot of you guys don't know that, you know that now. And then we have a upstairs up there. We'll go up there here in a minute. And that area up there is just kind of a lounging area. when people come over and if they're waiting to get on the range out there. We'll go out to the range here in a second. Kind of look at that and go from there. We're gonna look at that gun right there real quick, and we're gonna zoom up on him. Stand by. All right, guys, this is an Excalibur barrel. It does have a barrel nut on it. This is something I had thought about. I actually talked to Anthony about it a long time ago about doing this, and this is a barrel from Anthony at Crown Ridge Barrel Works, and it was chambered by Desert Precision, Kenny out there, and it was headspaced by him. So having this, I can actually move the headspace of this guy, and I can basically, if I want to shoot Ely or something like that, I can kind of re-headspace or get it a little tighter. Right now we're having some issues with it, some light primer strikes on Ely ammo, and I'm hoping that that's a trigger issue. I'm going to figure that out, and if it's not, I'm going to replace the firing pin. Then if that doesn't work, I'm going to screw the barrel in a little tighter, because where the barrel's setting right now, it shoots really good. On top of this, we have an Athlon, and this is Aries ETR. A lot of the Athlon products I use because they're really, really good scopes for the money. Now, this Aries ETR I've had for about 3 years now, and I've had it on several different rifles, but I really, really gravitate back to the Aries. I like the Midas TAC, and I like the Kronos. Now, there's some other scope companies out there that I use too, but Athlon's been really nice to me. I like doing business with Drake, and they're just a great company. Stand behind the product. I like using their product, and like I said, they've been really good to me. Just kind of kudos to those guys. They're easy to talk to, easy to deal with, and they got a great product. So some guys like them. I've heard some guys like them and some guys don't, but that's what I like. I've not had a bad experience yet, and especially with Drake. Drake always picks up the phone when I call. He's always eager to help. He's just a great dude all the way around. Okay, so kind of a little bit on this. I don't know that if this video stretches out too long, but I know there's a lot of guys that's wanting to see this, that know that this is this way, that I've talked to here the past few days, are really interested in shooting this rifle because they're wanting to see how this performs. So we're going to shoot it, and we're going to see what it shoots like. I can tell you offhand that SK Ammo shoots really good, and I'm like talking like one hole at 100. Or I'm sorry, one hole at 50. It shoots under an inch at 100 most of the time. It depends on the conditions outside. As all you know, 22s are a little tricky when it comes to conditions. So we may shoot this today, or we may just wait for another video. We'll see how this goes. Stand by. All right, guys, when you walk in the front door, Panther Hollow, this is kind of what you're going to see. Well, this is what you're going to see. We have old Sticks up there. Right there's old Sticks. Banner. There's another really good deer right there we killed just a few miles away from here at the TV tower. So channel 3, channel 10, channel 27. If you guys from Missouri know those channels, that deer right there was killed around the 27 tower, which used to be, I guess it's called Fox now. Anyways, that's where that deer was killed, right there around that TV tower. And then kind of a little view of upstairs again. We're going to go up there here in a little bit. And then we have what I like to call affectionately, we have the tuner. Some guys are gonna like this, some guys aren't. That's the tuner in the trigger graveyard, okay? So a lot of guys come in, they'll build a really nice rifle, put a nice rifle together, and the very last thing they do is try to skimp out on the trigger. Or you see that tuner right there? I hope you guys can see that. That tuner right there is a prime example of a tuner that's not concentric with the bore of the rifle, which means it's not centered up, and you end up getting stuff like that. You guys might know that design. Okay, that's a Harold's tuner. There could have been something wrong with the barrel. I didn't really see the issue with the barrel. I had other muzzle brakes and stuff on that guy, and it just blew the end of it out. So nothing against them, but that is a fairly expensive tuner that is now ruined, that is sitting there in the graveyard. Okay. Same way some of these other brakes that are, you know, my opinion, kind of trash, like brakes like that, I don't I don't really, some guys might like them, some guys don't. We got a whole bunch of Remington triggers in here. We got a bunch of Howa triggers in here. Just trigger swap outs that's been done that we throw in the trigger graveyard. So that's what this is, the trigger graveyard and the tuner graveyard. I've got some ATS tuners that I don't want to put in there, but they work okay on some center fire stuff, but I'm not seeing the big benefit on rim fire. All right, guys, here's the display counters. We have a lot of Athlon products in here. We got some used scopes in here. We're going to close up here in a second. We got some Arken products down the end, some Blackhound stuff. Trying to get rid of my Blackhound stuff. It doesn't really sell that well for me. If anybody is interested in some really good deals on some Blackhound stuff, you can PM me on Facebook. That's Panther Hollow on Facebook. You can get a hold of me, personal message me there. I've got those scopes discounted. I'm trying to sell out of them. Probably won't be carrying them anymore. They're good scopes. I just don't sell very many of them. I sell more of the Arkens and a lot of Athlon stuff. But we'll get some close-ups of the counter. Stand by. Okay, guys, I have a tracked Toric. This is a 30 power tracked Toric. This is a 34 millimeter tube. It comes with sunshade, the lens caps, throw lever, everything. I've got this at a really good deal too, okay? You guys are interested in that. I've got one scope, so I need to not talk so loud because I've got a little lapel mic on here, so let's calm down the volume. I do have one of those, and it's at a really good price. So if you're interested in that, give me a text, not text, but a PM on Facebook, okay? I have a Titan scope. This is an Element Titan. Got a really good deal on that. And this is a Hunter Light. This is a Vortex Hunter Light scope. This is the 15 power. I got some good deals on those as well. If you want a list, PM me on Facebook, and I'm telling you, it will be worth your time. Now, I only have a few of these at scopes I'm getting rid of, a really good deal. I'm just re-gearing because I'm wanting to try some other scopes. Now, a lot of you guys know that some of the scopes I get, I purchase, well, 90% of them, I purchase with my own money so I can do a fair and honest review on. I don't feel like guys that get scopes given to them are going to do a fair and honest review. Now, that's just my opinion, and that's what I've seen. When somebody gives you something, you're going to be more than likely be apt to be a little more generous about what you say about that product, unless that product's worthy of what you say. That's my experience, guys. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just telling the truth. That is a fact. That's human nature, and that's just how it is. So if you guys are interested in some of this stuff, I bought this stuff with my own money. I'm a dealer for Element, so I've got a really good price on this. I paid full price for this tracked. I've done videos on it. It's a great scope. I'm getting ready to switch over to more of the mill style stuff. That's why some of this MOA stuff is going to find a new home. Now, this here is my very first bench rest rifle. I started in bench rest, and that was why F-Class was such a good fit for me. On top of that is a Spider. That is a Valdata Spider. It's a 32 power. It's an MOA, and that scope is going to be a really good price too. If you guys are interested in that, it comes with the rings. You can PM me on Facebook. All I'm doing is getting rid of product that I'm going to switch over to more of the mill stuff, and that is one of the scopes that I'm going to be getting rid of. Now, if you look on the wall up here, you can see the General sitting there. Then we got the CZ, and down below it we have the Tikka. Those are all 22s that I've used in videos. They're just here for video making. The General, in my opinion, is one of those guns that I really, really like. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to continue to have fun with it this summer when it warms up. Guys, before we run off upstairs, I want to show you this gun. This is my F-Class open gun. It is chambered in 6GT. It is lovingly named Wind Ego, and it has a Wendigo on the back of it there. You see the artwork looks really good. That is an Excalibur barrel, a big truck axle with a tuner on it, okay? Before I get any hate mail about tuners, this was before I knew what I know now about tuners. If you watch any of Cortina's stuff, you know, he'll say the target doesn't lie. So if you watch the video that I done on tuners, you'll see that that target definitely did not lie. That gun looks really sweet. I can't wait to get it on the range. That is a Kroger Action Excalibur barrel that's shouldered. Okay, it's shouldered, and I'm going to see if it can outshoot my old brown gun back there. It's got a lot of work to do. So hopefully it looks this good when you get it out in the daylight. I hope it looks this good at the range. Let's step upstairs. Stand by. All right, guys, this is the upstairs. This is where you'd come and relax if you're waiting on the range. We got some kind of retro stuff up here. I think them old ripped up leather chairs, I really like them. I've got one downstairs. I'll show you here in a second that's stuffed with horsehair. It's a pretty old chair. So I think those old chairs are comfortable. Just a little waiting area, just kind of showing you around Panther Hollow. We'll look off the balcony here. There's a Wendigo down there. There's my horsehair stuffed chair. It's very comfortable. I like sitting in that chair. I'm out here by myself. Can't have the radio on because YouTube gets kind of a little bit picky about the songs that are on the radio. So I think that's funny. Anyways, stand by. Let's walk out here. Let's walk through the door here. No standing by. I'll open the door up here. And then we can see that we've got another balcony here. Another balcony. This just steps out into the shop. And have a little bench down there that we shoot out the window. We shoot out the window onto the range. So walk on down here. Nice big area to shoot off of. Haven't got this decorated yet. We just finished this up a couple weeks ago. Took me a weekend, a little over a weekend to get this done and a weekend to build the bench. So kind of what it looks like there. Just a nice place to hang out. Sighting your deer rifle, sighting your 22. Just have some fun at Panther Hollow. All right, we're gonna turn around back here and go back into the shop. All right, guys, we're back here, back at the table. Hope you enjoyed the shop tour. I've been meaning to do that for quite a while. I've had some requests for it just because guys that, you know, live in Georgia and up north and in Canada, some of the guys I talk to may never have the opportunity to take the tour. Now, it's nothing special. It's just my shop. I built this myself. And I enjoy spending time out here. Shooting is a hobby for me, just like selling scopes is a hobby for me. This is a second business for me. I'm never going to be able to compete with places like, you know, Optics Planet or anything like that. But where I differentiate myself from those other places is I'm able to give you an honest opinion on what works and an honest opinion on what doesn't work based off of my experience. And I do a lot of shooting. I shoot a lot. This is a 22 we looked at earlier that has the barrel nut combo on it. I'm super excited about this gun. Probably going to try to get some barrels myself and have one of the guys I know replicate that and try some different chamberings. I'm really interested in doing the 1 in 12, 1 in 14 stuff. Some guys you talk to really like the 1 in 16, and man, that's probably what dominates most of the NRL 22 stuff is the 1 in 16 stuff. But I've seen some 1 in 12 barrels do some pretty amazing stuff. I had a 1 in 12 here a while back that I don't no longer own, and I've seen it shoot really good. Now that's what I saw on that particular day. Does that mean it's the win all, beat all of all 22 barrel twist rates? I don't know. I seriously doubt it, but it kind of is what it is on that deal. I mean, everybody has a little bit of scientist in them. Everybody wants to try different things, and everybody wants to come up with their own thing, okay? Kind of something that they did that was different than anybody else. So, not that there's already a barrel manufacturer out there that does this already. You guys can look those up, but I'm not too sure that the barrel quality is there yet. That's why I like buying high quality barrels. You know, I've got a lot of Excaliburs around here, and I really like Excaliburs. I used to really like, and I've got some things I need to settle out with Lilja, but you know, this here is a Benchmark barrel. This is one of their carbon wrap technology barrels. It is a shouldered barrel for a Defiance Tenacity. I got this from Anthony at Crown Ridge Barrel Works, and I'm really interested in trying this barrel. It's more of a hunting barrel. It's not a competition barrel. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You'll see some more of this right here before too long. And we'll see you in the next video.